Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Palworld with MCM Combat Community. We are jumping back in and doing some more exploring today. You will see just how effective I am in actually uh, getting some of the more difficult pals, let alone potentially trying to get access to some of the dungeons. Maybe we'll brave one today. I'm not sure, but let's find out. Let's jump into the game. Hello there.
You're getting on right as the server's about to go down for a reset.
Why do I not hear you? The headset turned off. Excellent. I can hear things.
Joe, we've probably got like maybe 7 minutes until reset.
Oh, really? I have excellent timing then. Didn't that, wasn't it like 5 minutes? Or 5 or 15 minutes last time?
Yeah.
Well, I can get my inventory sorted and make sure the base is okay before the reset. Didn't take long, at least.
Did I expect? No, it only takes like 1 or 2 minutes for the reset to happen.
Oh, yeah, all that iron. Well, it looks like everybody's in good shape, so no small victories in that.
I got a couple of mine depressed, but they'll stay depressed until after server reset.
Guess while I am waiting, I will go ahead and grab some metal and throw it into the forge. So what are you guys up to?
Looking for certain pals.
Oh yeah, no luck?
Well, right about the time that they would be coming out, we're going into a reset.
Ah, I see.
Because it needs to be dark. I need a female Vanworm crest, a decent, so I can try and breed a Astarion with just legend, maybe legend and demon god.
£35 over. I might make it back to the forge before the reset. This is an automated one, correct?
Automatic restart, yeah. Yeah, this is a rented server.
Gotcha. I made it through without picking up a whole bunch of excessive weight, dropping me to 0 movement speed. Alright. Ingots are all out. I went north last time, so I guess I'll go west. Two minutes. There is no way I'm going to make it over there. Come on. So the hound can run on water? That's weird.
I mean, ish. It's going to use more stamina. It's basically swimming. It just uses the run.
Well,
But Nightwing can actually land on the water and regenerate stamina.
gotcha. I got that statue this time. The dire hall is dying to a lack of stamina. Oh, I just lagged out. That's because the system is stopping. I'm surprised I can still move. The resets every 4 hours?
Yeah. Sometimes self-care means bulk ordering googly eyes with intent to vandalize.
Nice.
I mean, legit.
What's the saying? Either laugh or you cry.
Mm-hmm. I cannot tell you the amount of shenanigans my group can get into at a medieval event with just a big bag of googly eyes. course, we also have a friend. Um,
Servers up.
he does an event every year and rents out a certain site, and like 75% of the proceeds for that event plus a donation box is set up plus a charity auction of medieval items is set up during it, and all of that goes towards a or gets donated to a cat sanctuary. So, and he's done this every year for years. So he was given the nickname the Knight of Kittens. Um, well, he was king for it was in the SEA, so a 6 months reign a couple of years ago, and he did an event that he was king at that same site. Well, he got up to go do something out of the throne, and it was like we looked and he was there, and then we turned our head away to say something to somebody and looked again, and he was gone, but an orange cat was curled up and asleep in the throne.
That's hilarious.
And when he came back, he saw it, and we all claimed that it was the usurper cat because it was coming close to the end of his reign. So now there is a reason that every medieval event that I go to that I know he's going to be there at, I have at least 3 stuffed orange cats. Because if I ever catch him getting up or somewhere that I know he's coming back, one gets left.
Very nice.
Okay, now that it's getting dark, I need to go back to this area.
Huh. So I got that statue of the life monk,
Mm-hmm.
and it's back, which means it did revert it. It didn't keep it, even though I had it on my
So the
retrieved it.
last like 2 minutes, typically you lose the last 2 minutes of the restart.
Hmm.
We don't know why. It just does that.
So why am I losing health faster this time than any other time ever? I normally can swim and make it across without dying.
Is your stamina gone?
I made sure it was fresh initially when I started it. I did the exact same thing that I've done before, and it did not work.
If your stamina gets depleted, you'll start losing health.
Cassette said
No,
I am back.
no, that's not what I meant. I know it loses it. So, for example, I jumped off a cliff.
No.
You know what? I know exactly what it is now. I didn't jump at the same point, so when I crossed the water, I couldn't get to that point where I was going, and I didn't have the dog out to use his stamina as well.
Mm.
I was trying to rely just on mine. All right, I am my own worst enemy, per usual.
Cassette said when you swim with a ground mount. Cassette said if you call them back into the sphere and only use them to recover stamina.
Interesting idea.
Cassette said you can swim very far without running out of stamina.
Alright, well, that means I didn't get that life monk. I'll have to try that again later.
Alpedia, you lie. I have flown all over this place in the dark, and I have not found a single Van Horn crystal.
That lantern is pretty helpful.
Oh, yeah.
I'm correct that the shiny is better than the alpha version, correct?
Sometimes. I mean, they always had the lucky buff on them, but an alpha with better.
Cassette said you can't see it yet.
Yeah. But with IVs and everything.
Cassette said
Really
but the main
defends stuff.
benefit of Alpha and Shiny is they have better IVs.
Yeah.
IV?
The hidden percentage that affects their health.
Cassette said initial values.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't even have to shoot him.
Cassette said the higher the base number the higher the stats get multiplied.
Gotcha. Is there a lore explanation of why you find small PAL shards laying out? Does that mean like a PAL died?
Oh, the souls?
Yeah.
It's never really explained that. I just assumed with all the, fighting that they do amongst themselves,
Cassette said
probably
it
one
is
of them.
remnants of pals.
Is it possible that a PAL died there, but there's a chance that that drops? When a PAL dies?
That's what I've always assumed.
Cassette said some pals can drop them.
Univolt. 31. 28.
Cassette said but overall they just spawn there.
A random loot spawner.
Cassette said with Univolt never run straight at it or away.
Zigzag. Always zigzag.
Cassette said always move to the side.
"24 damage?
Cha-cha side, move side.
He can pace me. He did a laser stun shot at me.
Cassette said do you know how to roll?
Dive, yeah. Is that one of those timing things when he starts doing that?
Cassette said yes.
Does he end up shooting that laser beam straight?
Cassette said yes.
Okay. Okay, he is still...
Cassette said so dodge just before it fires.
Well, that's an interesting timing issue. Quite the sponge for damage here.
Cassette said this is the first real mid-game boss you've fought.
Well, I fought another one. I didn't beat him. This could be the same. I'm only doing 24 damage. Ugh. 26.
Cassette said at your level PAL damage is where most damage comes from.
Oh, he is gonna get wrecked. We're not doing that.
Cassette said call him back before he gets hit. Cassette said as long as you time the call back he will never take damage.
Yeah, I am not that kind of player. I am doing as best as I can, just trying to keep myself alive, not watching the timing of a third party. Oh God, I can't hit him. Oh, hello. If I hit him while he's doing the laser beam thing at me, it disrupts it.
Cassette said
Well,
every
no.
time you hit the weak point it builds up stun.
Didn't do it that time. He pissed off a Crimus. And now
Cassette
it's
said and
attacking
stun will
him.
cancel out all attacks.
Oh, now he's gonna have a... Oh, nope, he killed the Thwack. Oh, come on! Hit him, for crying out loud. And now he's got the deer attacking him. I really wish it would automatically reload when you're in an aimed position. The fact that it doesn't is dumb. Excuse me while I complain about being a terrible player. Other times it automatically reloads, but it doesn't do it while you are in aim shot.
Cassette said rolling cancels the reload.
Yeah, that's not my problem. It's not just this character I've noticed it with. And it's not a matter of me rolling. It's a matter of when you're in right-click aim, it doesn't automatically reload your bow. You have to let go of it. Otherwise, you're manually triggering a reload instead of it doing it automatically. It just waits until you trigger it. Come on, fire! 18 damage. Please just reload the freaking crossbow. "200 arrows later." %. $26.
Cassette said if you run out I will give you some, you deserve this one, hee hee. Cassette said aim for the head if you can.
That's what I was
Cassette
doing.
said /o/.
But it was only doing like a max. Best hit was like 26 damage. Obtained univolt. Good freaking night. I need an emote for passing out on the ground in
Cassette
exhaustion.
said that is a bad worker passive on it but no hindrance to combat. Cassette said and 96 out of 100 attack IVs.
Were you looking at it before I...
Cassette said so he will be a good combat pal for you to use.
Were you looking at it before I
Cassette
grabbed
said I
it?
have glasses that show me the stats.
But you were doing that before I had picked him up, right?
Cassette said yes.
Okay. So good for fighting, but nothing else.
Cassette said also a good mount.
Ah. Not as fast, I'm guessing, as the direwolf.
Yeah.
I really need to remember to change which
Cassette said by the
balls are
way in your
using.
technology tab. Cassette said feedback.
Yeah, I saw that. Feeds, they can get
Cassette
food
said
from it
build that.
automatically.
Cassette said that includes you.
It auto feeds me as well.
Cassette said so you won't starve to death mid-fight again hee.
Fair enough. Can get an average one.
Cassette said I was standing here to keep him loaded just in case.
I got a grenade. Should have probably tried using that.
Cassette said katana is a trap by the way.
What do you mean?
Cassette said it looks good but it is very bad.
Good thing I wasn't actually thinking about doing that one. I did notice it was there. It wasn't last time I checked.
Cassette said you will need that generator by the way.
Yeah, I picked it up. Thank you.
Cassette said at level 30 you can get a big upgrade in weapon. Cassette said the makeshift shotgun is a lot stronger.
Is there a full shotgun as opposed to a makeshift?
Cassette said yes but not for a while.
Is it a close range weapon?
Cassette said that is around 40-ish. Cassette said yes. Cassette said well yes and no. Cassette said when you're fighting a boss the size of a house. Cassette said it doesn't really matter the range, hee hee.
Fair enough. Hey, found another special fruits tree.
Alright, that's it for me tonight. One more day of work.
Same here. I took Friday off.
Cassette said wave wave waves.
Well, we kind of, even if they wanted me to come in, we kind of have to because it's supposed to get really bad here and freeze all the roads. So, Friday, so. Alright, but we'll catch y'all later.
Good night. These two are really close. Have you managed to collect all the statues? Or are you still hunting those down?
Cassette said not even close, hee hee.
That many, huh?
Cassette said 255.
Okay.
Cassette said do you know what they are for?
Yep. You use them at the stone statue to increase your default chance of
Cassette said nod nod nods.
successfully catching. Are you fighting a big guy over here? Or is this just... That rib bunny is...
Cassette said
wrecked.
no, it's a ribbunny.
671 damage? Relaxosaurus? Oh, wow. What is... Oh, that is you.
Cassette said that time it was, I avenged ribbunny, hee hee.
I was like, what is going on over here? And I saw like 700 plus damage. I was like, good freaking night. And then I saw you're here. And I'm like, that explains a lot.
Cassette said by the way, railgun hee hee.
Is that what that was? Is that coming from the actual pal?
Cassette said yes.
Ah. So what's the name of that pal?
Cassette said as a main.
Azamine?
Cassette said as your main.
I am missing.
Cassette said TDS just likes to slur it, hee hee.
Yep. Go home, TTS, you're drunk.
Cassette said see that boss north of you.
A boss north.
Cassette said on the map.
Yes. Fenglope.
Cassette said you 100% want that for what you're doing.
For exploring?
Cassette said Fenglope is an amazingly good mount. Cassette said remember how I said I used Dire Howl early?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's better than Dire Hall?
Cassette said that is what replaces Dire Howl.
Oh, okay.
Cassette said not only is it faster. Cassette said but it jumps way higher. Cassette said and it can double jump.
Oh, that's handy. Well, that one's 20.
Cassette said so you can cross huge gaps and climb cliffs with it.
That one is 25. And the other one that I took was, what, 28? No, it was 30.
Cassette said 31.
So I should be able to take that.
Cassette said it's in a cave by the way.
Okay.
Cassette said look for a rock bridge over a river and it's behind a waterfall.
Rock bridge over a river and through the woods we go. Here we go again. I'm gonna die because I can't freaking reload. Oh dear God. I am gonna get wrecked. I got one down. Oh. I remember you chasing me with one of these guys.
Yeah.
can't believe I survived. Ouch.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I heard the sound of war crimes. I should have figured it was you.
Cassette said I have saved the Ribunny this time.
The mud.
Cassette said very good pal to have in your ranch.
What does he cultivate?
Cassette said pal oil.
Whatever you do, don't come over here. There's a rib bunny that
Cassette said
didn't
which is
make
used
it.
to make polymer.
Wow, several. It's murder. I'm supposed to be around here somewhere.
Cassette said it's below you. Cassette said the way in isn't where it is on the map.
Of course it isn't. That would be too easy.
Cassette said I can give you a hint if you would like.
Not yet.
Cassette said this is one of the more well-hidden boss rooms.
What is that down there?
Cassette said relax a sewer.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You were joking that they hit it.
Yep.
Is that it over there? No, that's going too far. Unless it circles all the way back the other way around.
Cassette said you are close.
Over there?
Cassette said that is a cave.
Wonderful. In other words, that is not.
Cassette said you are in the right area though.
This is to hell and gone from where the marker is for that.
Cassette said, by the way, when you first call your glider you fall slower. Cassette said, so if you call it, put it away and call it again. Cassette said, you fall slower.
Interesting.
Yep.
No, it wasn't underneath me.
Yep.
Cassette said, you don't realize how massive this map is until you try and find someone. He.
Well, it's not on the side that I was on. You're joking. The other angles that I was looking at it, I did not see this, and I was looking at the base. Well, what do you know? Another 2,500.
Cassette said, you found it quicker than I did my first time. He.
Yep.
Good God. Oh, this is not gonna end well. Is there a weapon that doesn't have... Does the gun do the same kind of stupid reloading BS?
Cassette said, depends on the gun.
Oh, I'm dead.
Cassette said, I am in the area, so if you die you can resume.
I have 81 arrows left. This is going to be disappointing.
Cassette said, because the boss won't reset while I am here.
Ow. Please reload. It's a pity you can't pause the game so I can equip my grenade or eat something. Ow.
Cassette said I can distract him if you need.
Broke my shield again. Ow. Please reload for the love of... Oh, that's holy. 16 arrows left. Arrows. Wasting arrows. Ah! Could you distract him? I need to eat. Out of arrows. Freaking hell.
Cassette said Ariz at NA.
A red. I've got no place to find you. I have to go to the archipelago reef. Fucking hell. That was awful.
Cassette said /TDS you can fast travel back to the bridge.
It was so close.
Cassette said it's still low.
Yep. Yep. Ah.
said you dropped some arrows.
Cassette said at me.
Okay, I see him. All my yellows got beat up. Son of a... Ah. Of course my armor is damaged. There. Okay. Alright. I appreciate you stalling. Oh, there's no point. Who knows how long that's going to take. I am wasting time. Give me my dog back. No! You know what?
Cassette said at least that means you can reroll for a better version.
I'm going to assume it wasn't a great version.
Cassette said that one did not get good stats.
Oh, that is a fucking setting.
Cassette said the highest it had was 60.
Why you can use pets for fighting.
Cassette said it's about to respawn anyway as long as we leave the cave.
No point. Well, yeah. I don't have enough arrows. I got 194. I seriously doubt it's enough. Freaking dog. I didn't even see him strike. It just all of a sudden died, and it just told me that his settings was on aggressive and not passive.
Cassette said by the way if you ride your pals you can control their attacks.
Right, but I didn't want to be on the PAL because the PAL, I'm going to accidentally trigger a fight, and I did not want to do that. So of course, that's exactly what I do, is I trigger it indirectly.
Cassette said if you are riding your pal with the Ring of Mercy on, your pal cannot kill anything.
My Ring of Mercy is on. So tell me why the PAL died.
Cassette said you got off it?
You said if I have my Ring of Mercy on,
Yep.
my pal can't do it as long as I'm mounted on it?
Cassette said I.
Well, that's wonderful. I need to trade in my pet for something that isn't that.
Yep.
Cassette said, by the way, if you get completely sick of the crossbow to the point that you don't care about skipping ahead, I can give you a much better weapon.
I appreciate the offer. I despise the reload hesitation.
Cassette said, not an endgame weapon but a mid-game one.
Of course, I'm going the wrong way.
Cassette said if you add that Univolt to your team it should be pretty good for softening up bosses.
No more arrows. Okay.
Cassette said, oh, have you made a feed bag?
Not yet. So, use this carrying capacity. Ancient technical manual. Well, that crossbow does more damage. I guess I'll make that one. Hit him less.
Cassette said, I wish you could still send out a handicraft pal to help other people build.
Yeah.
Cassette said at level 15 there is an item called the monitoring stand.
Yeah.
Cassette said if you build that you can tell pals where to go.
I think you guys were mentioning that
Cassette
yesterday.
said so you don't need to drag her every time.
Yeah, well, I had her working on another project, and I decided I was going to change her direction. Should be able to make the feed bag.
Cassette said once you have the feed bag you can just open up the food bowl and take a bunch of berries and toss them on the slot. Cassette said I usually just take half the stack. Cassette said berries are a bad food source, but when you instantly use them as needed that doesn't matter.
So why do I have something in my inventory I can't set up? Alright. No. Back here, you freaking mangy mutt. Makeshift shotgun. What are your thoughts on Meow Mirror?
Cassette said it's a good weapon but slightly annoying. Cassette said I will make one to show you hee hee.
I don't want you to waste materials.
Cassette said I have so much material hee hee.
Alright. Get rid of that crossbow. New one.
Cassette said by the way, do you want a pal that can craft faster so you don't need to wait as long?
No, that's not necessary. If you want to tell me what PAL would be good for that, that's fine.
Cassette said the best thing you could do. Cassette said in the middle of the map there is a pal called Gale Claw. Cassette said if you catch a Gale Claw and a Nightwing of different genders.
Same mistake. Different day.
Cassette said you can toss together a breeding ranch and make a pal called Splatterina. Cassette said she is 16 times faster than Katiba.
Is Kavita faster than Lavender?
Cassette said Katiba is half the speed of Lavender, I think.
Because I tend to just use Lavender because
Cassette said
it's
Voer
been the
over her
fast
real
one.
quick.
1 second. Who's the one that you were wanting me to look for? Galeclaw?
Cassette said Gale Claw and Nightwing.
I have a Nightwing. Galeclaw is another flying one.
Cassette said yes. Cassette said it looks like this.
I haven't picked up one of those yet then. Handiwork at 2 for Lavender.
Cassette said twice as fast.
Twice as fast than Lavender, or Lavender is twice as fast?
Cassette said she is twice as fast as Katiba.
Okay.
Cassette said this is Gale Claw.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one yet.
Cassette said also the best glider in the game. Cassette said if you craft the glove and have him in your party he replaces your glider.
Okay. I've got almost 300 arrows. Well, no, 267. I'm going to have 300.
Cassette said this is Meow Mir by Tayway.
What is this, Minecraft?
Cassette said it's a Terraria crossover weapon.
These cats sound like they're from Minecraft. So it is a ranged weapon?
Cassette said both.
Weird.
Cassette said at your level it's really good and infinite ammo. Cassette said but it's a pain to get the cores.
Yeah. Lavander is having pathing issues.
Cassette said I look a lot less intimidating with a pink cat sword on my back.
You are getting on my nerves, Lavander.
Cassette said if you make the monitoring station you can force her to craft them. Cassette said 15. Cassette said now press C on it.
Already did. Why is it... literally nothing going on the high quality workbench.
Cassette said, and then on the primitive workbench with the arrows assign her to it.
Yeah, I did that. I'm trying to figure out why she was somehow assigned to the,
Cassette said when you threw her at the bench.
right, but there was nothing left. The project was finished. She did the
Cassette said that
crossbow.
assigned her to it.
Go figure.
Cassette said they won't leave their post when you do that. Cassette said that is a fixed assignment.
They really need a better chest organization for quality of life.
Cassette said when you get to the refined metal point. Cassette said that is when you can make chests that are space efficient with lots of slots.
Reinforced arrow. There's going to be an arrow upgrade.
Cassette said that is for the compound bow.
Yeah.
Cassette said which is a much better bow.
Double barrel shotgun.
Cassette said the mid-game weapon I suggest. Cassette said at level 41.
Semi-auto rifle.
Cassette said the semi-auto rifle. Cassette said it's an M1 Garand complete with the ping. Cassette said it has 8-shot semi-automatic. Cassette said and does a lot of damage per shot. Cassette said when I fought the legendaries at level 60. Cassette said I did it with a common SAR. Cassette said the weapon you would like the most is probably the laser rifle.
Yeah. The musket is 1,000 damage. Or 1,000 attack. Good grief.
Cassette said but very long reload. Cassette
Yeah.
said you would not like it.
No, I was just remarking. That's a lot of DPS potential anyway. If you don't hit your target, it really doesn't help.
Cassette said the reload is like 4 times slower than crossbow.
Jeez. Univolt settle. Yes.
Cassette said and if you cancel it you start over.
No thanks, I have enough issues.
Cassette said we can be electric horse buddies.
As soon as I get this saddle done.
Cassette said Univolt and Azamane were originally treated as sacred animals. Cassette said Univolt got the short end of that stick though. Cassette said the summary of Univolt. Cassette said it used to be considered an emissary of the thunder god, and thus was not hunted by people. However, after witnesses observed one die from a lightning strike, its reverence faded, and it.
Interesting. Alright, I definitely have a good amount of arrows now. Alright, now I can pull out Univolts.
Cassette said /o/.
And I should be able to ride him now. Good God, he's huge.
Cassette said bosses are alpha versions. Cassette said I look like your rebellious teenage son hee hee.
Hmm.
Cassette said that attack is his strongest by far.
Okay. I need more metal. I'm gonna make the condenser and or any of that other stuff. I need a lot more metal.
Cassette said, have you been to the church in the red part of the map? Cassette said, near your base.
Desolate Church, yes.
Cassette said there is a ton of metal nodes behind that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to carry it. I have to use a mount in order to be able to get anywhere now. That's as quick as I can go right now.
Cassette said, since keep inventory is on.
Interesting idea.
Cassette said, if you hit escape and respawn, you fast travel back to base with metal.
Does it do durability damage?
Cassette said no. Cassette said, remember the day you saw the body slide off the cliff?
Mm-hmm. That was what that was.
Cassette said, that was me going back to check my eggs like that, hee hee.
Ah.
Cassette said, if you happen to be in the volcano. Cassette said, and see a huge dragon egg. Cassette said, make sure you grab that at all cost.
Volcano and a huge dragon egg. I will try to keep that in mind.
Cassette said, that will hatch a pal with 4 kindling. Cassette said, which is 16 times faster than Fox's Parks.
I need a lot more metal.
Cassette said, by the way, if you ever decide to move. Cassette said, in Palworld you get back all materials invested when you scrap something.
Yeah.
I thought you said this does a double jump, or is it just the one that you have that does the double jump?
Cassette said, not that one.
Oh,
Cassette said, Fenlope.
I'm stuck.
Cassette said, this one also can't double jump, but it can launch itself.
They should call that move for that teleportation the Amidala. Just give up and die for no apparent reason.
Cassette said, pretty much he. Cassette said, the best part about it? Cassette said anyone near you randomly sees you take 999999999 damage.
Alright, well, I think that's going to be it for this evening. Maybe I'll be brave enough next time to try and take out the other mount again, since I got a better
Cassette
bow.
said nods.
And I have 500 arrows. If I freaking had more arrows, I would have been fine initially from the start. Such sabotage. But there's enough iron in there to get a generator going, so I'll be able to use...
Cassette said conveyors will be a huge step up.
So... when you use the condenser, what do you see on the... oh, the star. That's what I'm looking for.
Cassette said every 4, 16, 32, and 64 pals invested levels up their passive one. Cassette said and the last one for 64 will also boost base stats and all work efficiencies. Cassette said so Cattiva would work as fast as Lavender, for example.
Is there a
Cassette
way
said, by the
to...
way, for a lot of late game stuff you will need to get into breeding, but if when the time comes you don't enjoy doing it, I have a few perfect passives put aside for people. Cassette said, what was the question, sorry?
Is there a way to trigger... Is there a way to trigger a reshuffle in the inventory? Oh, I have to get out of that.
Cassette said yes, but not there.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong place.
Cassette said, go to your PAL box.
Alright.
Cassette said,
Got
and
it.
hit sort at the top.
Well, apparently I got rid of a shiny without realizing it. I have my fox, but could have swore I had one of the...
Cassette said, you still have it? Cassette said, look in the top left of the bubble.
This is the fox sparks. I should have had one of these. The life monk.
Cassette said, that is a shiny. Cassette said, oh, you lost the lip monk.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I think...
Cassette said, sorry, I misunderstood.
Go me. What can I sabotage now?
Cassette said, by the way, swap your fox's parks at base for the shiny. Cassette said, shiny has a passive called Lucky. Cassette said, and that gives it 15% work speed.
Okay, thank you.
Cassette said, also on your PAL box. Cassette said, if you press F while hovering over a PAL. Cassette said, you can lock it. Cassette said, which makes it so you cannot condense it by mistake.
Okay. Alright, well, again, thanks for the information, the help. Sorry for my venting. That was just incredibly frustrating that I would so royally screw that up with so much work and effort.
Cassette said, waves for now and nothing I haven't done myself.
Have a good night. Per usual, I am my own worst enemy, but at least I'm a little bit better equipped for when I go back out next time. But on that note, have a good rest of your evening, and I will see you next stream. Take care.